people, Ping Ping William, Atoin Juba, Malatori, hey, I'm yo, Ping Ping William, Atoin Benti, Walla Quaju, hey, wow, Ping Ping William, Atoin Malkal, Walla Pinyaram, Ping Ping William,
Thank you so much, our viewers. Welcome to Lagos State Media, Beyond Boundaries. First of all, I would like to request each one of you who is watching us now live to share this live show on your respective Facebook wall, because the topic that we are going to tackle today need many audience to get information. And in the studio with us, we are having the Managing Director of South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, that is SSBC, James Magok Chilim is here with us today. And on the same note, we are having the former Assistant Director of Press in the Office of President, Poth Johnson Matur. They will be here today to discuss and actually to elaborate more in regard to the documents that have been circulating on social media. And many of you were wondering on how to reach out to them and get the information exactly on what is happening in regard to those documents. And today, they are here today to discuss and actually explain the details on how those documents came into Facebook and what trigger all these documents to surface themselves on public domain. Up to this juncture, permits me to welcome each one of them and give them 2 minutes for their opening remark. And I'm glad, James Magok, welcome to Lagos State Media. And we are really happy for honoring our invitation to join us today and talk on this topic that left many people wondering and questioning themselves. Poth Johnson Matur, as one of our prominent journalists in that country, there are things that are happening and you will be having more knowledge until you were released in the office of president. You will also highlight on that note, and welcome to Lagos State Media. On behalf of Lagos State Media, we are grateful that you honored our invitation on the short notice. Thank you so much to both of you, and the floor is yours. I will begin with the Poth Johnson Matur. Give us your opening remark within 2 minutes, and then we move to James Magok Chilim. The chance is yours, Poth Matur.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lagos State Media, and to you, my brother, the journalist, Managing Makur Malak, and MD, which is the other side of my house. I will not talk much actually. My point will base on the document that you guys have, because this document, they really actually tarnish our names, and they are part of the crime actually, because according to the letter I received from James Magok at the time I went to complain, Magok said he didn't write any letter and he did not even assign anybody since he came to SSBC. These are all, according to what he said they are all forged documents. And if these are forged documents, actually, it is a crime. It is a crime that needs the country, not only Magog or Poth Johnson or whoever, but it's a crime that needs all of us as the nation, to work on it, to trace out who is doing all those things. Because when the crime is going live like this and people don't even take care of, it will later end up threatening everybody in the country, not only me alone or Magong himself.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur. The chance is now for the MD, James Magok Chilim. Give us your opening remark within 2 minutes before we dive into our conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Managing Makur and all the team. First of all, before I say anything, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to Lagos State Media I've been following Lake State media. I've been an audience throughout. It's only that you don't see me. I'm grateful to attend this show. Not only I come when there's crisis, I'm supposed to be also joining in when people are discussing the national issues. But maybe time will come. As you have invited us to speak about these issues, mine is very simple. I will speak on the document that have been circulating in the social media and what generated all these documents. And I'm very clear from my mind, from my conscience, from my principle, exactly that all these criminal activity that has been going on will be made clear today. I'm not speaking against anyone, and my point is to make myself very, very clear that there is nothing of such I have ever done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, James Magok Chilim, MD for SSBC, and Poth Johnson Matur. Actually, as you have mentioned before, Poth Johnson Matur, that the trading documents on social media actually meant to tarnish your name, character assassination, and also defame you at the same time. Kindly, I will begin with you, Poth Johnson Matur. There was a letter dated 30th May 2023. This letter was addressed to the Office of President by the Minister of Information, Communication, and Postal Service, Honorable Michael McQuay, requesting the Office of President to relieve you from your duties. That there are some things that need to be investigated. Kindly, can you give us clarification on that document and why was that document addressed to the Office of President? Is it because there is something that you have messed up with in the Office of President, or the reason is best known by the Minister of Information, Honorable Michael McQuay? Thank you, Poth Johnson.
Yeah, thank you very much, Managing Makur. Actually, that document came to my attention after I got some document. You know what happened? It was on 15 September, which was a Friday, that Minister Michael McQuay came to the office of the president carrying a bulky document. And those bulky documents, there are some documents that Poth Johnson have been assigned by James Magok Chilim to go and do coverage in Lagos State in the upcoming elections. Another document is that Poth Johnson Matur, which was written on 5th of July, and the first document was on the 28th of June, that Poth Johnson Matur is trying to engage the people in the office of the president to remove Michael McQuay and bring in Napoleon Adog, who is now the Director General of Communication Authority. It was on Friday afternoon. And then in that, I was doing my work actually. I was writing news. And then after I finished my news, I went to the station. In the coming back, I was stopped at the gate. And then they said, okay, my brother Poth Johnson, you have been suspended. That is why now you are calling me a former in that side, because actually I'm not a former. I'm suspended and I'm still waiting. Whether the committee will be formed or I will be dismissed, that is what I don't know. But actually, it's okay when you put it as a former. Maybe it's leading, maybe you know. I was told that you will not enter again because Honorable Minister Michael McQuay requests you to be dismissed from the office of the president based on the document that you are a member of OPP, especially a party they call ANC, that you are a member of ANC. Then what I said, okay, now what chose, because I didn't have any membership with any party because I'm a journalist and my career don't allow me to go to politics. They said, okay, you're already involved. You are working against Michael McQuay according to what McQuay said. You can take your thing, go back, don't come to the office. That was on date 15. Actually, I stayed on 15, 16, 17. On date 18, I went to the office of Magok Chilim, who is the MD of SSBC, because the undersigned is Magok and the deliverant is Michael McQuay. I asked James Magog, okay, Honorable James Magog, there are some letters that you wrote about my name that you have assigned me to OPP. Another thing that you are engaging people to join you so that Mokwe will be released and then replaced with a dog. And this document I hear because I got the document. After I gave some document to Magog, the copies of those documents, Magog said, okay, what do we do? Let's go to the office of Michael Mokwe, and we asked where Michael Mokwe get this document. We left the office of Magog together, I and James Magog. We went to Michael Mokwe office. We reached the Michael Mokwe office, and then we were kept for about 5 hours sitting outside waiting for Michael Mokwe to allow us to meet with him. After he allowed us to meet with him, Magog came and made introduction that Poth Johnson is coming to you because of the document that he found, and already Poth have been dismissed or suspended verbally. Now, Honorable Minister, let Poth talk by himself. I was allowed to talk by myself. When I was talking to James and Honorable Minister Michael Mokwe, I said, Honorable Michael Mokwe, where did you get this document? And who is the undersign of this document? Who brought them to you? These were the questions. I was really asking the rhetoric questions because it offended me when somebody baptized you to be a member of party while you are not a member of party. It can offend you. I talked to Mokwe actually, and then Mokwe said, okay, these documents were brought to me here earlier by someone, and I have called the director to come to my office for review of this document, and then the director was having a no say over this document. Then what I did, I just take the document to the office of the president. I said, why do you take the document again to the office of the president if the director, the concerned director of security said these documents are not real? Why do you take them again? Mokwe said, okay, I took them. I'm a minister and I have right to take this document to the president. And I was the one who ordered the people for you to be taken out of the office of the president because of the bad eyes that people will be seeing you because you are a member of other political parties. I said, Honorable, what shows that I'm a member of other political parties? This is a tarnishing, and this is a defamation. You are defaming me because I have no any party that I belong to. I'm a journalist, and I have been working in this country in my own field as a journalist. I talked to Mokwe like that. After a long talk, Magog also entered. I will not talk on behalf of Magog. Magog is present. He will say what he was saying to Mokwe. Then I said, okay, in my final word, I said to Mokwe that I'm going to open a case against you, Michael Mokwe, the deliverant, and James Magog, who is also the undersign of this document. And one of you will clarify who is the owner of the document. Even though you said you will not tell us the owner of the document who brought to you this document, you will let us say it because nobody is above the law. Michael Mokwe told me, okay, if you have your own court, not the real court that we know, you go and open your case, and I'm not part of it. This is what he said to me. Now, this document, I want Magog to clarify it. If she's not the one, who is behind this document? Because Mokwe is not on this platform. If Mokwe was on this platform, I was to ask Michael Mokwe, where did you get the document and who brought you the document? That is the only question that I always ask. Coming to the point that you said, okay, you have been in the office of the president and you will tell us more. Now, for me, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to talk politics here. I'm talking on something that is tarnishing our image. Assassination of our characters is what I'm talking about. I cannot go and talk politics. If you want me a platform that I can talk politics, maybe it will be when I resign from being a journalist and I join politics, like what my brother did. Some of the journalists in different countries, when they want to join politics, they resign first and then you join politics. Me, I'm not a politician. I'm talking on my behalf as somebody who have been assassinated characters, as somebody who have been baptized and put into a different party that he is not belong
to. Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur. For your explanations. You have explained it in details how the documents surface and how the minister himself went straight to the office of the president, requesting the president to relieve you from your duties until further notice, of which, since you were dismissed.
It's not the president. the chief administrator or chief executive director in the office of the president for them to relieve me. He did not go to the president, by the way. Somebody like His Excellency President cannot be brought into this point. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. Since then, Poth Johnson, as a follow-up question, before the minister took those documents, which you referred to as fake and forged document, to the director of in the office of the president, did he call you before to ask you that Poth, where did these documents came about, or he did not call you? You just went to him after you were suspended from your duties.
No, Mokwe did not call me when he received the document. Actually, Minister Mokwe, when he was coming to those documents, he met me at the lobby, next to my office, which is the next door to my office. I even greet him. I was with someone. We interact with him together. I even give him a handshake. And then he went direct to the office of the executive director. When he was with the executive director, I also came to the office of the executive director because I was having some follow-up there concerning my work. I got him there when he was even removing those documents, and he was even photocopying the document so that the office of the president will remain with some document. I saw it with my own eyes, not even someone to tell me.
Thank you. The last question before we move to Honorable James Magok Chilim, can you make it clear here, Poth Johnson Matur, have you ever been a member to any political party apart from your professional field of work?
Yeah, actually in 2010, starting from 2009 to 2010, I was a member of the SPLM, and I'm still a member. It is only that I'm working in my field. That is why I did not put myself actively like the way I was. You know, I was the finance officer, holding all the finance of the MPs of Lagos State when they were contesting for their position that they are in now. I was the one holding the finance. Late Secretary of the SPLM, Honorable Mathiankir, was the one who appointed me. And actually, I worked for that until all my candidates, those who were eyeing position, got what they want. I was a member of the SPLM. But not that I left the SPLM, why I call myself that I was a member of the SPLM. I call myself a member of the former member of the SPLM because of my work. At the time when I was doing that, I did not even become a journalist. I was still in my first year. Then after I finished my university, then I become a journalist. After I become a journalist, you know, being a journalist is a strict you not to participate muchly in politics like the way I was. Not that. In my background, I was a child soldier, a trained officer of the SPLA, and I was with them from the beginning up to 2009, the time I joined politics. Then I quit politics again because my career stopped me not to go on with the politics. That is what I know. But joining other political parties, starting from 2010 after the election up to now, no, I'm not.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur, for those answers that you provide. We move to Honorable James Magok Chilim. Honorable, kindly can you actually clarify basically on the documents which you addressed to the chairperson of ANC, that is African National Congress, Honorable Gabriel Kuch Abiy, assigning Poth Johnson Matur to do the coverage of the rallies we were supposed to take place in Lagos State headquarters, Rumbek. Kindly, can you clarify on that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, our host, Majong Makur Malak. Thank you very much, and all the viewers and listeners. First and foremost, let me say I have never wrote any single document of any letter circulating in the social media. Let me just use that word. I have never wrote any letter of any letters circulating in the social media or in the hands of other people. That will be my opening remark. Two, if you look at the same paper, they said the communication was actually generated by the Gabriel Kunya Abie, that he had addressed the letter to me, and I came and respond to that letter. Of course, Kunya Abie is not in this forum, and I must say that if you can ask Kunya Abie to tell you whether he wrote any letter to SSBC one time, I think that will be good for our listeners here. First of all, I don't deal with political parties. South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation has the law, and the law said as a public institution and a government-controlled media, we are only dealing with the government officials and government offices. We don't deal with the political parties. Reason is that until elections, that's when we'll be able to deal with political parties. But now we are only dealing with the government officials and then peace partners, those who have already signed peace agreement with the government. As SSBC, we only assign staff to government institutions. We don't assign staff into political parties' offices, including the SPLM office in Juba. We did not assign any staff to them. What we only do, when they request and they have activities or the events of the day, they will request SSBC to go and cover that day. And we will just assign the staff at the same day for the same event to cover it and come back. So we don't have any staff assigned to the political parties' offices or political parties' other activities. Again, as I said, I only assign staff to the offices. Poth Johnson Matur, before he went to the office of Taban, he was in SSBC. Then later on, when the first vice president, by then General Taban, was appointed as the first vice president, and he asked me for a team of media to work in his office, I happened to assign Poth and William Anas to his office. And in fact, Poth has been in his office since 2016, all the way to the middle. And then later on, Poth moved to the office of the president. What happened is this. Poth, as a civil servant, he has a file. And now when he was taken to the office of Taban, his file was requested by presidency. That Poth file had to be moved to the presidency. And then there he was reintegrated to the office of the president as a part of the presidency staff. So it's no longer SSBC staff. Therefore, I have no powers or I have no any role to assign Poth in any other duties apart from the job he's doing in the office of president. That to make assignment very clear. Two, the election is said in 2024, and I have started assigning force to cover the election in Lagos State. And the election procedures are not yet done. That could even tell the author of that document doesn't know what is he or she writing. So if I were to assign the staff, then the question is, why should I assign only posts in Lagos State? What about other states? Will they not hold the same elections? Then why should I also assign posts to go and cover the ANC elections? What about other ANC in other states, if the ANC is the only party that I want to assign? What about other states? These questions beg to be answered by who wrote this document. Then coming to the issue of political parties that I wrote both belong to ANC. It's correct, both has put it correctly. It is a character assassination, and also the document was made blackmail. But let me tell you, the one who authored this document was having an agenda to achieve. One, and I must say in the record, the owner of this or the author of this document wanted for to be removed. Yeah, that was the first agenda. And the second agenda was for James Magok to be removed from SSBC. That was another second agenda. That's the reason this person authored this document. First of all, as Poth put it clearly, he has been a member of SPLM political party and before he became a journalist. And when he come to the professional to do the work, he continue doing his professional work, and he has his right now. If he wanted to go to another political party, it is something that somebody else cannot write. He's the one to choose. Then now with that, I am in SSBC doing a professional job. I'm not doing a political job. SSBC is a professional institution, and I'm doing a demonstrative. I have nothing to do with the politics. Now, how do I identify Poth to become an ANC party member working in SSBC? SSBC have almost over 500 staff. Which parties do they belong? That's a simple question one can ask. Over 500 staff. How do you know their political parties? This is a question also begged to be answered. And by saying all this, in the letter of Poth, I must say the author of the document wanted to achieve what he achieved, and part of it is that Poth has been suspended, and then maybe that is one of the achievements he might have achieved, and the rest will remain. Coming to another question, to another document that has already Poth talked about, is the document that written to Akec, which is the first letter. Say that I wrote a document to Akec asking him, actually the document was written in a very confused manner. It's talked first that I should talk to Akec. I mean, I wrote to Akec to talk to President for President to relieve Michael Mokwe and replace with Napoleon Adok as the Minister of Information. Then again, in the same letter, it said the appointment of John Madul Panther to become a director of TV has made people not to be happy, and now he's a man of those of Daniel Wanakut, Paul Mayor Akec, and Lamboth in the same letter. Now to pressurize, asking Akec again to pressurize the president so that Poth should not be, so that John Madul should not be removed from a TB. It's a confused letter, plus others that I don't want to talk about. That document is a forgery document. I must say it has nothing to do with me. I never wrote to Akec. We don't know ourselves with Akec. I think I only saw him when he was being sworn in as the minister, and then he came to SSBC to speak. That's where I saw Akec for my first time. I don't even know which party does he belong. I don't write such letters, and I will never write such letters. But before you ask another question, because I know the letters are very many, let me say this. I have been in SSBC for 7 years, and now I'm going 8 years. And I've never wrote any single letter to any political party, to any other person asking for anything, or any political document. Why is it possible that I write these documents in 2023? What triggered them? That's a simple question one can ask. I don't come to SSBC yesterday so that I can write those documents today. And all these political parties have been existing. They did not exist 2023. Why? So the issue I wanted to clarify here is that, yes, these documents are made for a purpose, for the person who really designed them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, James Magok Chilim, for the details and the information that you have really provided to the viewers and the citizens that are watching live. Let's begin with the documents which you have just mentioned lastly, which was addressed to Honorable Albino Akec. Indeed, in that letter, it contained almost 4 details. Number one, it requested you that you said you need support for ANC members during the forthcoming elections, 2024. On the same document, requested him to advise the president to pressurize Honorable Michael McQuay in order not to convince the members of the SPLM to relieve Poth Johnson, John Madol appointment. It talked many things, including Honorable Daniel Wenakot, Paul Mayoma Akec, and even Peter Lambert. And lastly, the document talk about Napoleon Adok, which Poth mentioned before. In regard to that, Honorable, are you a member of African National Congress or not?
Thank you very much, Majuk. I'm very happy you have asked that one. First, let me say it. As you see, the document itself is very confused. It's not even a detailed document. It's a very confused document, but of course, yes, in such a manner, it's detailed. As I put earlier, I cannot write to a call attack. And I will never write to a call attack anything to do with political activities. Coming to your point, whether I'm a member of ANC. First of all, when I joined the movement, the SPLA, SPLM in 1985, and to be exact, in August, and I've been in the SPLA and SPLM up to 2005. I have never moved anywhere. Why do I say up to 2005? Because the comprehensive peace agreement was signed in my presence. All the negotiations were done in my presence. How the peace agreement moved, I was there. Up to the last paper that it was signed, I was there. I went for peace dissemination across the South Sudan. I did all those things. And then I did not go to Khartoum when people were going to Khartoum. That's why I say up to 2005. I did not go any town. And from that day up to now, I have never moved to any political party. My job has been only circulating in doing professional job. My job has been in the media. I've been doing my journalistic work. And then I came and I now do the same work as well as administrative work. Now, people are choosing people parties. I have now been chosen to be a member of ANC. Somebody's choosing it for me. But I decided to choose the SPLA, SPLM during the war. Why did I not choose the same ANC that was in Sudan? Why did I not choose the SANU? Why did I not choose Japa? And they were in Sudan. These are not parties that created in Juba in 2023. Why did I choose the SPLA and I started to fight the war? I will never be a member of any other political parties by somebody's choice. I will be the one to decide myself, as I decided last time to go to the SPLA. And now, being a member of SPLA, SPLM, you know, let me tell you something that happened during Wimpy time or Wimpy days in Nairobi. I remember that day. There was one day when the Nation media, the newspaper Nation, was having on a front page with the South Sudanese photos. And because people sit on the Wimpy benches or on the Wimpy metal that were put outside, people are very hungry, people have nothing to eat, people are quarreling and they were fighting. Then in the morning, the front page was saying, because we were Sudanese by then, the front page picture was, and the caption was saying, Sudanese are on each other's throat. This is what is happening in Juba or anywhere. People are on each other's throat on a purpose of job. The only way you can get a job is that you turn each other person for you to get in, because you will be seen as the only favorable candidate for the party, especially for SPLM. That's what somebody is trying to do. And the same person have victimized so many people by doing such activities. So, Majuk, I'm not a member of ANC. I am a member of the SPLM from the SPLA. I did not join the parties because of job, or I did not join the SPLM to be appointed. I joined the SPLM for liberation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable James Magok Chilim. It is Chris, not a member of any political party. You are a member of SPLA, SPLM during the struggle, and due to your professional duties, you lowered the activism on political side. Until then, when you will quit managerial positions in SSBC and maybe abandon your journalistic duties, that's where you will decide either to go back to the SPLM, which is the ruling party and the mother party, or you can choose to go to another party. But as per now, you are not a member, nor are you even close to the ANC. Thank you for that. Let me move back a little bit to Poth Johnson Matur. Poth Johnson Matur, you have heard what James Magok has said, that he has not and never wrote any single document to anybody. And he even mentions that he has no authority over you being in the office of president. You are the staff member in the office of president, and that is it. If anything happened for you to be removed in the office of president, it should come from the press unit in the office of president, not from SSBC, as James Magog put it. Kindly, can you tell us, Port Johnson, could all these documents be conspiracy from the Minister of Information, the Ministry of Information's Communication and Postal Service, or you believe somebody in the office of president want to conspire against you so that you can be removed and replace your position? Kindly, can you give us your thoughts on that? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother, for returning back to me. Actually, I can say the office of the president have nothing with me. Up to today, I'm a good member in that office for the work that I have did. I still talk to them, and they still also like me. If I was having an issue with them, you know, this thing was to be a security issue. I was to be arrested. When someone said that, okay, you work with Poth Johnson all this long, and Poth Johnson is a member of other political parties, I was even to be considered as a double agent in the office of the president. But for them, that they know me, I don't even have those colors, they did not do anything to me. My problem is with the group of Michael Makwe, not Michael Makwe. You know, it did not start with that one. You know, I got the information before those things happened. It was actually on in May, on date 17 May, I got a call from my right source. You know, I'm a journalist. If I have a right source, I have to say it's from a right source. My right source was in Vicky's restaurant, opposite ministries, and he finds some of the group people, some of the group that are close to Michael Makwe, sitting somewhere there. Then to strategize the way that they will remove me from the office of the president. They first start with a criminal case that Poth Johnson have to be open a case again in that he kidnapped someone's child, of which I have those documents with me. They went up to Rumbek. They opened a case in Rumbek that I kidnapped someone's child. The case was brought to the office of the president, and I was already aware. It went actually to the director of security. When they look into it, they found out that this one is a false thing. It's something intended for me to be removed, because they said when you charge someone with a crime in the office of the president, that someone will be removed. That thing failed. Second of it, they came up that Poth Johnson had committed adultery. They opened another case in Rumbek. I went myself.
Yeah, be audible, Johnson. Be audible,
Johnson. I'm coming to the point.
Yeah, be audible.
Yeah, be audible. Yes. Then it was nullified. And it is the same group. Because the man, his name appeared in that document, that John Madol. The man that his name appeared, John Madol, is the very man that opened for me all these cases in Rumbek. Then after he failed with those cases in Rumbek, John Madol did what? He came and sit down. They met again in that very place. They have a meeting again there. And in that meeting, the meeting did not end in Bikis. They went up to a house of Manang Afaj, the former pilot, and then they complete their meeting there in Manang Afaj house, of which they said, okay, now both have to be implicated with Magog together, and we go to Mokwe to support us because Mokwe have an issues with Magog and Napoleon Adok. If we bring three of them as a group, they will be removed, and we will get what we want. What they want is agenda that Poth Johnson have to be removed from the office of the president, and Magong Chilim also have to be removed as the MD, and Napoleon Adog have to be removed. They are a group. Actually, they did those, and this document were designed. There are people, actually, I got the information that they are going to design this thing. And the guy is moving with them, my under the right source. Them. All this one I intended, not because that Magong Chilim have a problem with them or even Michael Mokwe have a problem with me. For me, I have to say Michael Mokwe don't have problem with me because at my first place when I was assigned as a journalist in the pit stop, it was Michael Mokwe who assigned me. He returned me and sent me to the front. Even during the crisis, I just start from here up to Bor, from Bor to Gadiang to Duk, and to Duk up to Malakal. I was moving with the soldiers, and it is Michael Mokwe who assigned me in those areas. For me, it is not Michael Mokwe. It is not Magong Chilim Chok. This one is a social thing that is start back at home there in my society. Because the one who have this one have an issue with me. At the time when I was a pioneer of the SPLM in the state, the guy was actually working with the ANC as a manager in the ANC during the election. He was even campaigning for an independent candidate in ANC. And for me, I was for the SPLM. Coming to the time when Choltong was having an issues with Awenakut, the guy turned to be a friend of Awenakut. This is the way he came to the SPLM. Now he's trying to remove me from SPLM. He's trying to remove me from the office of the president. He's trying me even to de-associate me with the community. This is what is happening. I have to say Michael Mokwe have no problem with me. The office of the president, up to today, I'm still getting my privilege. The privileges are still coming to me. I'm getting my money now. I'm getting everything from the office of the president. That means I have no problem. If I was having problem with the office of the president, I was to be removed completely, and all the things were to be stopped. Coming to the other point, Michael Mokwe, the only thing he made is that after I was suspended, he went to the office of the president and said, okay, the wife of Poth Johnson Matur is a member of other political parties. My wife is a member of SANU, which is the party of the oldest party of the Sudan. He went and said, okay, Poth Johnson cannot be in the office here because his wife is a member of SANU. But I said when I was called by some guys and said, okay, is it true your wife is in the SANU? I said, my wife, yeah. Actually, at the time I married my wife, she was a member, active member in SANU. He was a chairman of the chair lady of the youth in that party. And you know, getting into couple does not stop someone from her party or his party. Because at the time I married her, I was with SPLM and he was with that party, and he did not stop me and I did not stop her. When we come to reality, Michael Mokwe is saying that his wife, Sarah, she's a member of IO, representing Jonglei to the National Parliament. They are now staying together in Jabal, and there is nothing to stop Mokwe not to do SPLM thing. Mokwe is doing SPLM, Sarah is doing SPLM IO affairs. This one have nothing with me, and my wife have been a member since before 2010, and I have been working in the SPLM party since then, and she did not stop me, and even he did not get any affairs of the SPLM, into any affairs of the SPLM. Let me say this thing, actually, the thing is not with me. It's not between me and Mokwe. The thing is between me and someone coming from my area. because he have a plan. Okay, he penetrating into the SPLM and he's thinking, okay, being in the SPLM, unless he just do what? He remove the people who are in the SPLM and then he become a loyal member of the SPLM. This is what is happening. But with the office of the president, I have nothing completely with my direct supervision up to today. The minister himself does not know what is happening. Even the president, he have nothing with me. The people like me in that office. Even the security department, they like me because of my work. I'm a committed person. The way I work, everyone like, even my audience from outside. It is only this guy who is making Mokwe, but the way he managed Mokwe, he said, okay, Napoleon Adok have to be connected, Magog have to be connected, so that Mokwe give attention to us. This is what is happening. It is the
Thank
guy
you.
whose his name appear in that document is the one that making all this commotion to happen. This is what I can say. If he's not the one, what bring his name into the document? If he's not the one. But this meeting that he carried on with the people in a big restaurant made him to be the one doing all these things.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur, for giving details and how the conspiracy started. Now you have accused that there is somebody that you know in mind, that this is the person that has been on my neck since then, and the person is from my territory or from my area. And you have actually also explained how he captures the attention of the minister. And we understand if someone tells you that so and so is seeking for your position, automatically the person that is seeking for your position become a threat to you. So he used, are you saying he used a dog name and James Magog in order to anger Honorable Michael McQuinley to pay attention to what he has been doing? Is that what you are saying?
Yes, exactly. That is what happened. That is what happened. He went and
Thank
talked to
you.
Mokwe and said, okay, Poth Johnson. Poth Johnson is the one now. These people took the document, used to take the document to the president. This is what he said to Michael Mokwe. And Mokwe himself did not verify it. And my right source, the one who have been in that meeting, gave me accurate information, because at the time he talked to me that my brother, these guys are going to open a case against you that you kidnap someone's child. Look, how can I kidnap someone's child? This case was brought to the office of the president, and Molana in the office of the president denied this thing, that it is not true. They triggered Mokwe of saying that Magong Chilim Chog and Poth plus Napoleon Adok, they grouped themselves and then they will remove me. This is the way they triggered Michael Mokwe, and Michael Mokwe is my best friend.
Thank you, Poth Johnson. The two follow-up questions. You said before earlier during your first remark that you mentioned to Honorable Michael McQuay that if you have refused totally to reveal the source of these documents and the name of the person that gave you the documents, then I will have no option then to open a case against two of you, Honorable Michael McQuay and Honorable James Magok Chilim. Have you proceeded with that case, or you have decided to let it go?
Because up to now, people, when I move outside there, they will be saying, okay, Poth Johnson was removed from the office of the president, suspended, because he's a member of OPP. I will not leave that case. Up to now, my case reached to the constitutional post holder, the constitutional court. The constitutional court is the one that can allow to pursue Magog and Mokwe, because Magog is still in the train. Mokwe also is in the train until he said, okay, these documents were brought to me by this one. And the one that I know in my heart, it is this guy, the one that put his name in the document, is the one all making all these things. But Mokwe refused to tell me the name. He said, okay, they were brought to me. I called General Akolkor, and Akol said, these things are not real. And I said, okay, if General Akol said these things are not real, why do you take them again to the office of the president to go and tarnish my name? I will not stop the case. I'm still going on with the case. If Atol defeat me in the country here, I can go up to East African court, because I'm a journalist, and I'm a well-known journalist. That cannot leave my thing to go off like that.
Thank you, Poth Johnson. For that. The second question is in regard to the investigation committee. According to the letter which Honorable Michael McQuay addressed to the Office of President, is that it should be relieved pending investigation. Since you were relieved from your duties, have you ever been called by the committee to question you here and there, or you have just relieved and nobody call you back? Thank you.
I think that thing is still, because with public service regulation, I'm a public servant appointee. With public service regulation, there must be a committee formed to investigate me thoroughly. And after the investigation, I think the committee will report back to the chief administrator, and then the chief administrator will forward the decision of the committee or the finding of the committee to Honorable Minister. And then the Honorable Minister will take the decision. I think the committee did not investigate me. Up to now, I have not been investigated. And I'm still waiting. Because, I'm a senior member. Being in grade 5 in public service is like having a big rank in the army. I cannot let just go like that. I know they will call me. One day they will call me. And I think that committee will be formed to investigate me. I know if the chairman said I don't do, Honorable Minister Barnaba Marial will do it, because I know I'm a senior member in that Ministry of Presidential Affairs, and I have no worry, because I know those people, they work with me and they know me. Even what they want is to clean myself. I know they want me to clean myself. That is what they want.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson, for providing those answers to the viewers and to the citizen. You made your point very clear, and many people might have gotten the clear information from you. And if there is any question from our viewers, then they will also comment under the comment sections, and they will be displayed after I finish with the Honorable James Magok Chilim shortly, and you'll be in a position to provide answers for them. Let me go back to the MD of SSBC, James Magok Chilim. James, you have actually speak eloquently on how these documents were generated, and through your convictions, you believe the documents are fake, and two of you agree unanimously that these documents were forged somewhere by a certain group of people with a hidden agenda. And the agenda is to remove two of you here on the screen, and Apollyon Adok, who is the director of National Communication Authority. Kindly, there was a letter addressed to you, James Magok, on 15th of July 2023. And this document contained 10 million SSBC, SSPC actually, SSP rather. I'm used to your institution, so
SSP.
SSP exactly.
South Sudanese
yeah, South Sudanese pounds. The 10 millions and the 50 bags of rice. These were released by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management in response to your request, requesting the ministry to support the members of African National Congress. Kindly, what do you say about that document? Did you write a letter to them? And this was the response that they were giving you this money and all food items to respond to your letter. Thank you.
Thank you, Majok. Thank you very much. And thank you, our viewers. Let me go back to say this is the same journey of the same first two letters. And I'm sure you have more letters. What has not been put out there is my letter that I addressed to the minister. It has not yet been forged. I think it is on the way to come. But what has been forged quickly is the response of the office manager of Minister of Humanitarian. Let me tell you, the first letters that were circulating that we have talked about originated when I was in Nairobi. When I was in hospital in Nairobi, that's when all these documents generated. I wasn't in the country, and they were backdated. In fact, they were backdated to show the date. Magok have never wrote any financial requests to any minister. Leave alone I write on behalf of ANC. It is the same trend that I have to be featured as somebody who is, it's just the same trend. Because if you see the coronation of all the letters, they are all gearing toward the same direction. ANC, ANC, ANC. So it has to be pinned down by coming out that I have requested the money and I was given 10 million SSP. I never wrote a call attack. And in fact, during the rise time, I remember when there was a donation from China. In fact, all these donations, we broadcast them. When there was a right donation from China, from the government of China, it was given as humanitarian assistance, and there was actually to be given to some of the staff. But I don't think whether SSBC became part of it. And that one was under the Relief and Rehabilitation Commission, not under the Ministry of Humanitarian. The Ministry of Humanitarian work as a policy guidance ministry. But the one deal direct with the relief food and all these and UN agencies is the Relief and Rehabilitation Commission. So with that letter, I know I was surprised day before yesterday that I wrote, and the response was made by the Oliver Majak from the Office of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. I have never wrote any letter. I know I have been in a terrible places in my life, but I have a principle. I'm a man of my own principle. I have my whole life. I cannot write to request money for a personal use or for a political party. It goes back to what I was asking. Now the same document it was said to rescue or to support the members of ANC. Who are these members of ANC in SSBC that need to be supported with 10 million and 50 bags of rice? And then if I were to be a member of ANC, and then I write to the Minister of Humanitarian, who is the chairperson of the ANC who can release the money, if the money have to be released on party basis? And if the money have to be released on a ministerial basis, who is supposed to be an accounting officer? Is it the minister? In the system of the government that I have been in, it is under secretary who is the accounting officer, not minister. And if the money have to be released by the party, if I were to request the party, then why should I not request it from the chair of the party, though I don't know who is the chair of ANC, who will be the one to authorize the issue of such amount? To be honest, I think people are mentally sick. And they know that when they put things in social media, they will also find people in social media will not question. They will just read or take it and perceive it is true. I have never wrote any letter requesting for anything. And I will not write, and I will never write, simply because I am running an institution which is based on ethics and professional, and is having a regulations. So we cannot write requesting a rise. I mean, even someone wrote in social media that he wrote I think in a Tongnas, he wrote and he translated Jan Bob. He wrote in social media Bob. He's translating my grandfather name that I'm so hungry so that I can request for 10 million and 50 bags of rice. Honestly, it's not correct. And I have never wrote any document to a call attack. I never wrote any document to Humanitarian Affairs requesting anything. If there is a letter I wrote, is only assigning staff, which I wrote, I think last week. It was just last week I wrote a letter assigning only 3 staff to work in the Ministry of Humanitarian, and we recall back the staff that were there. That's the only letter I wrote. And who did I wrote to that letter? The Undersecretary. Why do I write to the minister? So that one is a total lie, is a defamation, and you know people do these things underground. They don't come out to be seen. and they know that they can get away with it. Majuk, before I go ahead, I wanted to say something about the ministry. In the Ministry of Information and Technology, Communication Technology and Postal Services, we are working very well. We have a good relations among ourselves, and we do a good job. And it will not be good for one to speak against any colleagues, whether at the ministerial level or at any level. It's not good to speak against your colleague that you're working very well. I know there are outside pressure that have been coming in, and we have been enduring those things, and we continue working. Why? Because we are all working for the service of the people of South Sudan. And each and every one of us came purposely to do what you are assigned to do. Most of us in this ministry or information sector generally, because we are all in information sector generally, but we are all, some of the institutions are parastatal, they are independent, semi-independent. So we operate under our laws, we operate under our own activities, so we don't really have issues. But if there are political activities coming across, we normally know them, but we don't talk about them because we are not permitted to talk politics. So with that question, the question need to go also back to those who have donated 10 million SSP and 50 bags of rice, to be very clear from them whether they have given me this. I don't know whether a bag of rice can go to the envelope like money. And even 10 million to be given to you, it cannot be, can it not be seen? Can the bag of rice not be seen in anybody in SSBC? Why should it be Mr. Other who go and forge the document, who only see the money and see the bags of rice? So that is my answer, and I must say clearly, this forgery must come to an end. But otherwise, it will not be always James Magok being turning name, or maybe Napoleon Adog being turning names through the forgery, or even Poth Johnson being turning name. You never know where it will end, these things. It is good to be corrected early, this issue of forgery. Thank you, Majok, and I'm ready for other questions.
Thank you so much, Honorable James Magok Chilim, for answering the questions. And you have mentioned it very clearly that you have never wrote any documents requesting on behalf of any political party. And it has actually corresponded with your first answer that you are not a party to any political party, nor are you a member. You are still doing your civil servant job and your professional duties. James Magok, it has been said and done. Many people came up like 5 documents speaking among 3 of you. You yourself, Napoleon Adog, and Poth Johnson, plus the Minister, Honorable Michael McQuay. Kindly, after you collected all this information, you moved to the office of Michael McQuay together with Poth Johnson, as Poth put it before. What was the message that you share with the minister? And after that, what are you doing on your part? Because for Poth Johnson, it's now clear that he's pursuing the legal action, and he's also doing his underground research to make sure he obtain valid information in regard to the person behind all these documents and behind this information, as you put it. What are you doing on your part in regard to all this mess that is happening? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Majuk. First of all, I didn't want to talk about our meeting with the minister, since the minister is not in the forum. You know, as you are aware, when people talk about somebody named, that person should be there also to answer for himself or herself. But briefly, I will say it, let me pick it from where you put it, that when the letter came to me through Poth Johnson, the first idea came to my mind is that I need to show this to the minister by asking him. Because the papers that have been circulated, they were circulated around, but we never got them physically until Johnson Post came. So my first question was, Johnson, where did you get these papers? He said, I got them in the office of the president. How did they get there? Because we have been hearing rumors of the Poth document where we have never seen them physically. That's where he said they were taken by a minister on Friday. I say, which minister? The Minister of Information. I said, great. Can we move to his office and confirm where he got this document? And we came really. We found the minister was having a long meeting with other people, and later on we met with him around 12. It was a simple meeting, Majuk. We went there, and I was just telling the minister, the papers has been rumored, and we took them as rumors, that there are papers I've written, and for us as official, you don't deal with rumors, you deal with the evidence or tangible things. So since these things have been rumored, I didn't say anything about it. Neither do I ask anybody or report anything, because they are just rumors like any other rumors. But today, these rumors became reality. Poth Johnson came with this paper. They are here. And exactly as Poth said earlier, I told the minister, these papers, we came forth and I came to you is for you to hear what Poth is saying. Because Poth said he was given these papers from the office of the president, and he has been suspended as he seated here. Now, let Poth himself tell us what he told me. And that's what Poth had said earlier. He said, yes, the minister you took the papers, and I was suspended because of those papers. I don't want to repeat what he has said. Then the conversation went on. Of course, the minister was very clear in his side also. He said these papers were given to him from the office of the president. And the minister was very clear that the papers were given to him by the president. That was his statement. And I think he's in record on that. And he said he was given papers to come and do necessary, or to come and make a decision. I don't know, he did not disclose to us what was his decision he was told to come and do. And then with that, he said also, these documents were brought to me earlier by someone. And this person, when he brought me these papers, I asked him whether he has shown these papers to the DG of National Security. And he said, yeah, this person told me he has given copies. The same minister said, yes, he actually called the DG and showed him the papers, and DG said, I don't know these papers. So Poth asked actually, okay, who was that person who brought you papers earlier? Then the minister said, no, I'm a politician and I cannot come and disclose to you who brought the papers, and these are confidential. And for us in the government, we know what is confidential. But of course, when it comes to somebody's name, it's no longer confidential. Or when it is already circulating, or it has come to the point that has made you to be stopped from your work, it is no longer confidential, it should be public. I came in and I told the minister, you see, I have been hearing these rumors, and since you are the one who knows how the papers are circulating, and you have already been given directive what to do, I will now go and sit and wait until what you have decided to do. Because you got the papers and you never called me. That's what I told the minister. You never called me to ask whether I have knowledge about these papers or not. And that's how leadership work. He didn't do that. And I told him, since you did not do that, that means you have your own way of handling this. So let me leave it to you to handle it. This is where Poth said, no, me, I'm going to the court and I'm going to sue the undersigned document because my name has been tarnished. So the minister tried to tell Poth, no, you don't need to go to the court. These things can be discussed or can be handled. And the Poth said, no, I have to, because my name has been tarnished and I must sue James Magok. And I told minister, don't stop Poth, let him completely go to court, because this is about the names. So he has right. And I told Poth, go ahead, go and sue me. Why I was so confident to say go and sue me is because I know myself. I've never done anything like that, and I will never do it. And I'm ready to face any court of law that will ask me about these papers, because I've never wrote. Now, if I was the one to write the paper of Poth, and I wrote the paper of recommending Napoleon Adok, and another paper I requested the money, and other papers that are still there, what made me to be writing all these documents? Can somebody sit down and ask? But there's someone who is seriously looking for a position, wanted to get to the position by using this as the only way. Because I have been there. I've been in SSBC. It doesn't mean that when I was in SSBC all this long, There are no people who need the position. They are there, but they have never used that one. But there is a particular person who came up with a new trick of doing things like this. Is the one doing these things. And I think Majuk, the minister from his side, he was very clear. He said he was given by two people. One is His Excellency the President. Two, the other person who gave him earlier, he had not disclosed to us. And I didn't want to pursue because in the overseas, if you know this is something that come up and it will bring issues, you are responsible to clarify it yourself. So I did not want to push minister on that. And I have not even pinned it down on a minister that is the one who wrote the papers. But of course, he must have a knowledge of who wrote the papers. That's what I can say. Because if you have been given earlier, and then you are given again, you should know why these papers are circulating, and then you can make inquiry or ask even the person that you are hearing these papers are coming from. This is how I put it in my joke, and I didn't want to talk about the minister when he's not in the forum or in this discussion to answer for himself. Also, I don't want to put word into his mouth. I only speak what I hear from him and what is in record for. Thank you. I will be still continue waiting for more paper to come.
Thank you so much, Honorable James Magok Chilim. Indeed, there are a lot of questions that need to be posed outside, most especially to the Facebook consumers and to the office of the minister. The last questions, before we give chance to our viewers, if they have questions on comment section, is that James Magok, Poth Johnson Matur as a suspect, as somebody that is suspect that this could be the person that has been still following me to make sure that he reduced me to nothing. And this migrated all the way from his society, where he hailed from, or to the national duties. On your part, do you suspect like you have a conspiracy within the office of SSBC or within the office of information, or random person that may want your position and he has no way to convince the leadership that always remove and maybe to reinstate the people? Kindly, can you make comment on that? Do you believe the minister or the office of minister is innocent? Do you believe your office, which you are managing director in, is innocent and someone is outside there trying to tarnish your name? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majuk. I am very happy for that question. In fact, my comment will go like this. My office is innocent. SSBC is innocent. Office of the minister is innocent. This problem is not in those areas. This problem is outside. And Majuk, all the offices that people are sitting in, they always have candidates. But that's not a problem. I cannot sit here and I say, oh, it is so and so who wanted to take this position. This position are public position. Nobody owns them. I don't own any position. I am only assigned to do the work for a time period given to me. Tomorrow, the government will decide, or the head of state will decide and give it to somebody else. Nobody owns the overseas. So I cannot sit down and try to tarnish other people's names or try to accuse anybody around and say, oh, so and so is the one doing this because they wanted a position. No, I am a professional and I know what the law said. It is good when you say it with evidence. But with these 4 documents, I am aware from my mind somebody is doing them for a reason that I've said wanted to get into the position. SSBC, as I said earlier, is an institution under the public service regulation and rules. It's an institution that people are there professionally. It is an institution having so many people from different backgrounds, different languages. Now, and everybody's doing his or her own job. And people know the procedure that you become an MD, for example. The procedures are very clear. It's not the matter you just woke up and you said, okay, I wanted to be MD tonight. Everybody knows the procedures. And when those procedures are followed, you become an MD. So for me, Majuk, all the other offices, I will not accuse anyone and say so and so is doing this. No. Someone somewhere is the one doing this. I have not known the name, and I have not known who is the person, but that person exists. Going around and say so and so might be in the hand of doing this. Yes, I know there have been political issues around here and there, but it has never come to the point that I accuse anyone doing that. And I will not accuse the office of the minister, neither I accuse the minister. I will not accuse anybody from my office or anywhere around me. But somebody somewhere is doing this. And I'm sure he knows what he's doing. And his group knows what he's doing. That's what I can say, Majok, about that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for that response. Now we'll move to the comment sections. In case if there is any questions to the Lagos State Media team in the studio, you can display on the screen for the guests to answer it. And if there is none, then we will be giving each one of them time to give their last remark. Thank you. Abraham Aded.
Yeah, I think we cannot pull up any question because it's too late for our guests. So just go ahead and wrap it up with the guests. So I don't want to pull up any question.
Thank you so much for that. We will give each one of them chance to say their last remark before we end the show. And I will start with Poth Johnson Matur. Kindly, can you tell the viewers what is your last word and what is your take in regard to all this mess and the rumors that are actually being created to mess up with your duties and the things that you are doing? And thereafter, we'll move to Honorable James Magok. Thank you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I will just only say two things. One, actually, to the viewers that are listening to us on Lagos State Media, my office have nothing completely to do with me. They don't have problem. And that is why now, up to now, I'm still on suspension. If they were having any hidden agenda, I was to be dismissed. This thing came from outside. And the outside, as Magog said, for me, I have a suspect. It is not minister. But there is some suspect, is somebody that is hiding in a jacket of the minister. He managed the minister of telling him lies, and then he continued to achieve what he wants. Now he's rejoicing, he's dancing that Poth Johnson has been suspended, and Poth Johnson will not return to the office of the president. This is what he's doing. Coming to the other point that I was saying, you know nobody is above the law, and I have been tarnished. And because I'm tarnished, I will not let it go like that. I'll follow my case until I manage it. Not that I like the work to return back to the office of the president, but to clean myself from being called a member of other party while I'm not a member of that party. Somebody cannot baptize you and take you to that party while you are not a member. This is what I can say. I can simply say. But with my office, I have nothing to do with them because they don't have any problem. They don't have issue. For all these 5 years that I have been working in that office, no any single day that I'm explained or even given suspension or even being given a warning or anything for all these years that I work. Everybody is appreciating my work. But this thing happened because somebody somewhere just entered with his interest. And the interest is that he have to remove Poth Johnson from the office of the president. He removed Poth Johnson from the SPLM. He also removed Poth Johnson from the society to de-associate me with the society, which will not happen. I have a good legacy. I have a record that cannot even let me go like that. Even the office of the president cannot let me go like that because they know me, what I might be, what I was doing, and what I might be doing in that office. This is what I can say. But for Magog today, he cleared himself from me because I have realized that Magog is not a part of this thing. But as he is an undersigned, the one who signed the document, even though they are forged, he have to appear there. Michael McQuay has a deliverance of the document. I have also. And also McQuay have 2 points. One, he said, okay, these documents were brought to me by someone that I cannot reveal to you. Okay. If someone that he cannot reveal to me, he can reveal to the law. This is what I can simply say, and thank you. Like another point, today I was called by some guys. They said, okay, Poth Johnson, if you are going to talk, and you know these guys came from somewhere, because South Sudan have a state, they came from a certain state that we know. They said, Poth Johnson, if you are going today to have a talk show on Lagos State media, you will be arrested. I say, okay, it's fine. If I'm going to be arrested, that is the way I will find my right. Because with that arrestment, I will find the solution of which I will be investigated. And during the investigation, I will find my right way. I have been given several calls. That don't please completely don't do. Don't do the interview. Don't do the interview. Just keep silent and let that thing go like that. How can that thing go like that and I have been tarnished? I have to follow my right. And I will not end like this with this talk show. I'm still going, even with other media houses, I will go to them. I will talk. I cannot keep silent while I have been tarnished. This is what I can say.
Thank you so much.
I will also conclude saying that thank you very much because you asked us at the right time. You said before that when there are things going like that, we have to ask people and we find out actually where this thing come from. I have really appreciate Lagos State Media, and I say thank you, and I say thank you to the viewers.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur. We acknowledge your appreciation, and we wish you very best in pursuit of your legal process in order to clean your names and yourself from the fake and forged defamation documents. Thank you so much. I will move to Honorable James Magok Chilim. What is your last message in regard to the case at hand? And on the same note, also, we need you to give South Sudanese clear information in regard to how we manage the media. And you know, as the boss, you are our boss now. Even Lagos State Media is under you, and all other Facebook pages which we have created. So you will also direct us and advise us on what to do. Because sometimes we may get off the lane to do some extra duties which are not supposed to be on our plate as the people that inform the public. Thank you so much. The chance is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joe Makur, for this chance again. Once before I say my last remark, there's also another document circulating that has also been forged that I wrote to First Vice President Dr. Yagmachar on urgent requests for finance to support. I have become an IO also in that letter. Maybe you have not got it. And all these letters are being made in that name.
Very soon.
Thank you very much.
To East African presidents.
I'm sure these people are make me popular in one way or the other, though I have never met other people physically, including Dr. Yagmachar. We have never met physically for a very long time. If I'm not wrong, the last time we met will be 2009 in Rumbek when he was the vice president. That is actually after I met him in 1988 when he came to our place. I never met him, leave alone writing to his office. And I want to tell these people who are doing this thing that the James Magog, I'm very clear. You can do all these things, but at the end of the day, they will backfire to you. This mess, as you put it, Magog, has been created by mainly gossiping spirit that going around. The only way people can get to position is to gossip. And gossiping goes with creating situation or creating information that are not there for you to be accepted or to get in. I only say it, maybe God have mercy on these people who are doing these things. I am very clear as James Magog, that I'm a professional, I'm an intellectual, I'm a citizen of South Sudan. I have a right to be anything I wanted in a competent manner, in a procedural way, but I cannot tarnish or kill another South Sudanese in order for me to become anything like what others are doing. With this one, Poth has already taken initiative to go to the court. For me, I'm doing my work. You know, such things, Poth has right to go to court. He has already got somebody's name has been put in the paper as the author, which is me. But me, haven't yet got who have done this. So I'm still looking for the person. And by God's grace, I will get. And that's when I will take legal procedures once I get the person. But I wanted to say for those who are tarnishing people's names, when you just see the paper, you write to it, to the social media or anywhere. It's good to inform the public, but can you please first sit down and analyze the paper, understand the paper? You can even go as far if you are a real journalist. I'm seeing some of journalists are writing books on social media. I know the writers, by then they don't release books in pieces. They release book when it is already finished. But now there are journalists who are releasing books in pieces. And you write what you have not confirmed. It is good you ask the person like what you have done today, the Lakes State Media has done today, asking us, what are these papers? Are you the one who wrote them? And what is your take? That's how journalists go with information. But nowadays, with the citizens journalism and those who have been in the media houses, writing outside somewhere, tarnishing names of other leaders, writing bad things against other people. And imagine, you are forgetting the defamatory laws, that you are defaming some people innocently. So for me, I caution ourselves that yes, we can inform public, but let us be very honest and follow the ethics and regulations of the media. You have your social media page, you should write authentic information in the paper. I tell you, Majuk, I have been the only person that everybody writing social media. You see, I have a very clear name now called awareness. Because somebody did it and he get away with it. And the person who did get away with it has a very serious backup. And I just leave it there. Somebody wanted to show that he is the master of English. Which I thank God that you know, when somebody say you don't know English is good. It is bad when you tell me you don't know your language. So it doesn't affect me. What affects me now is when people have gone to this far of forging document in somebody's name and tarnishing other innocent people names. So my point will be simple as that. Let us be very careful with what we write in the social media or what we publish or what we say in the electronic media. It should be something authentic. Majuk, some people take an answer that we keep quiet or we don't talk, then we know nothing, or we are not important, or we are not in social media. We have our own pages, but it is good that you use that page for something good, rather than you use that page for something destroying a society, something destroying other people's reputations, something that is bad. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help anybody. So the media houses, yes, they have their role and their work to do, but be mindful of the laws and regulation as follow their ethics of journalism and communication. This is what I can say, and I thank you as Lake State Media for inviting me to clarify all this information. And I also wanted to say I'm available if anybody wrote anything or another paper is pushed with my name, you'll be free to ask me. Or anything happened, just ask me and I will be able to answer, except the political activities or political questions that I'm not permitted to do. Not because I cannot answer them, but because of the job I'm doing now, I am not allowed to speak politics. I can only speak professional and administrative things. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Sorry, I was having a request if it can happen.
Yes.
My brother Majok as a journalist to help this platform actually and to find the real things. These letters are addressed to Honorable somebody I see here, Albino Attack, and also to Kuja BA. Can you be able, as a journalist, to bring them on a platform and you say, did document read them or they did not read them? Because it's a part of the investigation for you to finish to confirm really that these documents are forged.
Thank you so much, Poth Johnson Matur, for your idea. First of all, we appreciate two of you for coming and clarify your positions and also clear the names and make sure you set record straight. And in case of anything, then citizen now and those who are watching you live will be in a position to debate publicly that this is what James Magok said, and this is what Poth Johnson said, apart from what's the letter details. Thank you for that. In regard to what you have mentioned, we will do our work, but we are requesting two of you to connect Lagos State Media with the offices. We have our correspondent in Juba office. These people can even go to their offices, sit there with our gadgets and actually interview them live. And we will be happy to do that in order to dig deep down the root cause of these documents. And if the two people realize that they don't have clue about the documents, then we will declare all these documents are false, fake, and forged documents for the people who want to achieve the agenda by removing two of you and someone who is not here, and that is Napoleon Adok. And maybe that could be their agenda. In regard to Honorable Lagos State Media, we also send an invitation, the written letter to Honorable Michael McQuay to give us maybe 10 minutes or 30 minutes of his time to come and answer some of the few questions in regard to his position, in regard to the government of South Sudan, and also to the documents that are circulating. But we are yet to receive his feedback, and we will still follow up on the same note. Thank you so much. On behalf of Lagos State Media, we are so grateful for the service that you are doing to South Sudan and for the service that you are committed and doing to your country. Keep doing it, and that is how the nation is. Nation must always have those men and women that are well dedicated and selfless to their country for South Sudan to realize its vision. We really thank you so much, Honorable Magok Chilim. Continue doing your work, your head up. Of course, when you are held in such positions, there are always people throwing stone at you, but don't always look at them. Focus and continue until the time you leave that position and get another position to serve your country. To Poth Johnson Matur, you are a professional journalist and many citizens like your work. Keep doing it and follow your legal duties until both of you will find out exactly who is behind all this game. And to our viewers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you as Lagos State Media for tuning in, sharing the information and listening to them. And I also remind you, continue sharing it. Maybe this talk now will reach to the desk of the Minister of Information, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and even the chairperson of ANC. And maybe one of them may be having interest to come and clarify his name, because three of them, you are on the same podium. Thank you so much, our viewers. To Lagos State Media Team, Isaac Tiampol, the President, Abraham Adinwajak, Coordinator, the Deputy Chair, Bolma Kura Chen, and the Information Secretary, Agardemo Bok. Thank you so much for your work. I know it's late in Australia. May God be with you. May God bless South Sudan, and we wish you very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Melbourne, Ping Ping William, Ato in Juba, Malatori, hey, I'm yo, Ping Ping William, Ato in Benti, Walla Quaju, hey, wow, Ping Ping William, Ato in Malkal, Walla Pinyaram, Ping Ping William.